This is the most powerful utility ATV to ever roll off the Polaris assembly line. Its ProStar 952cc dual overhead cam twin-cylinder engine produces 88 horsepower. It comes complete with a fully automatic CVT transmission, active descent control, all-wheel drive, and electronic power steering. And that's before you get to the limited edition features. This includes things like a winch, hand guards, a grill guard, front storage compartment, sat-nav, and even an upgraded suspension, and that's just for starters.
Okay, let's see what this thing will do. I'm going to put it in all-wheel drive for a little bit of extra traction. Got 88 horsepower. This ought to be exciting. Here we go. Got a wheelie! Oh my gosh, that's brutal acceleration. Holy moly. That'll put a smile on your face. It's kind of like strapping yourself to a cheetah trying to hang on. What's really interesting to me about it though is that it's very sportsman and the power is manageable most of the time. The only time it's not manageable is when you don't want it to be quite manageable and you want to be on that ragged edge. The power doesn't get in the way of just having a nice trail ride or just a fun day out on the trail.
But the power does let you do things like this. Now that we've established it has power, let's talk about the suspension. It has dual A-arms front and rear with 9 inches of travel up front and 10.25 inches of travel in the rear. But there's so much more to the suspension than just travel numbers.
One of the things that I like the most about the XP1000 is the suspension setup. It sports Fox Podium X shocks that are adjustable with 24 different compression settings. So you can go from the trail to the track and be able to excel in both of those types of terrain. And it's so easy to adjust these shocks. They just have clickers on them and you just turn those clickers to either make the ride stiffer and sportier or more plush and more comfortable. And it's so easy to adjust these things. The only way it could be any easier would be if Polaris actually provided you a person to ride on the back of the machine with you and to hop off and make those adjustments for you when you ask them to. It offers such a comfortable ride for all day long and whatever the terrain. I love it. I love the suspension.
As a sportsman, it's got to take you where you want to go no matter the terrain. And to do that, it comes with active descent control and all-wheel drive, but not just any all-wheel drive.
This comes with Polaris's high-performance, close-ratio all-wheel drive system. And despite its long name, basically what it means is you put it in all-wheel drive with the slider switch, and forget about it, it engages quicker than the standard version of the all-wheel drive, which frankly engages quick anyway. And I gotta tell you, I've been through mud, snow, really steep inclines, rocky terrain, declines, all of that stuff, sand, and it just works.
There's also the electric power steering.
Power steering is very good. It's variable, and when it, how much assist it offers. It's light when you're at a standstill or going real slow, which obviously is when you need very light steering, and then it firms up as you go faster.
One of the major features on the limited edition is the Polaris interactive display.
When you look at the XP1000, you'll notice right away that the instrument cluster looks a little bit different. That's because in the limited edition, it comes with what Polaris calls a Polaris interactive display. And of course, it tells you things about the machine you expect, like fuel and RPM, what gear you're in, those sort of things. But it does so much more than that. It's a true sat-nav system built right into the pod. So it'll create waypoints for you, it'll route for you. It does everything that a sat-nav normally would do, but it's built in and combined with the machine information. And you would think that they would stop there, but it does a little bit more than even that. Polaris has the Rider X app, and what this allows you to do is you can create routes or download routes and waypoints into the Rider X app, and then you can transfer it to the Polaris interactive display via Bluetooth. And it works very well, and it's easy to use.
There are, however, a couple of problems.
One of the things that I'm not so fond of about the Sportsman is the EPS system, when it engages, starts, say, at about 20 miles an hour, and you let off the gas, and it kind of rocks you, pushes you forward in the seat a little bit, because it comes on pretty strong. And then when you get below, say, 10 miles an hour, it comes on real strong.
And that's not the only one.
There is another problem that I've encountered on this. As a short guy, where I put my feet to try to put them on these raised foot pegs in the floorboards, and because the seat towards the front is not very wide, I tend to slide forward. And when I slide forward, it puts pressure on my knees because my feet are so far back on those pegs.
And now for the price. $13,999. And I know what you're thinking, because I agree with you. That's a lot of money to pay for an ATV. But what you're paying for is all these premium features on top of premium power. And the limited edition gives you those things. And now for the problem. Polaris isn't offering the XP1000 limited edition for 2016, and this is a 2015. And that's unfortunate, because there are plenty of people out there who would pay the extra money for the extra features on top of so much power. So we'll have to wait till 2017 to see if Polaris is going to roll out a limited edition Sportsman 1000 again. The question is, do you really need this much power in a utility ATV? And the answer is probably not. How often are you really going to be able to open this thing up? Only on the straights, and that's only 1% of the time. About as often as a lunar eclipse or a politician actually saying something that's truthful. But in those opportunities that you can open it up, it is an enormous amount of power and a tremendous amount of fun.
If max power and lots of extras are what you're looking for, then the Polaris Sportsman XP1000 Limited Edition is what you need. For a full written review, check out atvescape.com or the ATV Escape mobile apps. Thank you so much for watching.